show up and it's just a fucking 80-foot shipping container floating in the water. Wow, wouldn't that be a fucking kick to the balls, man? Wow. I mean, literally. That literally could be a kick to the balls. They're saying if the plane crashed in the water, large pieces would not still be floating by now, according to Steve Wallace, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administrator, former director of accident investigation. But pieces of lightweight debris, not aircraft structure, could be floating days after the aircraft struck the water, he said. That could include life jackets and seat cushions. That's, see what I'm saying? This debris is like floating in the fucking water. And it's a big piece that's floating. I told Kate, can you imagine if it's some part of the ship and a whole bunch of fucking passengers made a makeshift like raft, and you're like just been stranded at fucking sea, floating, and you're gonna fucking find, you know, like 50 people dead with like 2 survivors, and they survived off eating the fucking people. They're gonna fucking pull up, and it's just this makeshift 80-foot long raft of debris, and all of a sudden you see these dead bodies with fucking carved markings on them. And all of a sudden these 2 or 3 chicks pop up, and they're like, oh, you saved us! And then it's like, hey, you seen Alive, didn't you? I'm not acting crazy. You seen Alive? These motherfuckers were stuck on top of a fucking mountain for fucking 3 months. They had to eat each other's asses. They had to eat each other's asses to stay alive. So please, 14 days, and Katie Summers going to go over and get drink. And I go, fucking bottled water? You don't think anybody has a fucking bottled water? There couldn't be a fucking bottle of water on the plane. I get on an airplane, I bring fucking water, gator, I bring my fucking, I bring a refrigerator full of shit. I get a carry-on bag, it's got bags of chips, fucking runts, nerds, fucking half a liter of Diet Coke, fucking water. Trust me, if there's any survivors and they made a raft, some motherfucker's got his bag strapped around his neck. You don't think if that plane went down, you'd have your fucking bag? We're going into the water. We're going to try to land in the water. I have my motherfucking bag, like, alright, I got my fucking water, I got a fucking People magazine, then I got my Walkman. Alright, here we go, Walkman. I'm so old. I got my iPod. I got that shit around my neck. Also, that water comes in, I'm like, I'm alive, I got my bag, let's rock that shit. I'm out in the fucking ocean, I'm seeing rats, I'm getting on shit. After the 3rd day, people are like, I'm thirsty, get the fuck out of here. It's my fucking water. Can I get a cracker? Yeah, here's your fucking cracker. Get the fuck out of here. The motherfucker's little June piano. I have cracker. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Well, guess what, asshole? You're not going to eat for another 5 days. All I got is enough food for me and my girlfriend. See my girlfriend here? Katie's like, that's me. Yeah, that's all we got. And my dick, the protein that comes on my jizz is keeping her going. Yeah, that way I don't have to eat as much of his food. Exactly. Thank you. Now, fuck off. Get on your own fucking raft, asshole. Are you kidding me? Fuck off. Fuck off. Why couldn't it happen? Literally, I looked at Katie Summers last night. She's like, nah. I go, bullshit. Bullshit. I have my bottled water. Trust me. I'd be sipping on this fucking shit. I'd be like, oh, that goot just died. Yeah, He looks good. Let's go cut up his ass. Katie be like, what do you mean? I bet cut up his ass. You see him live, didn't you? No. But motherfucker, you didn't see him live. I came out. I was too young. Okay. You're going to take this piece of glass from the window, and you're going to cut into that guy's his ass. Yeah, his asshole? Not his asshole. His ass cheek. His ass cheek. Why not you just cut off his dick, and it's like a shish kebab, a shishka dick. I never thought about that. I would actually have to pause and go, good point. Why did they cut into each other's asses on a live? Why did they just cut the dicks off and they have a dick kebab? Good point, Katie. Go grab some dicks. Katie be swimming out. She'd be like, oh, hi. Click. She'd have to collect a ton of dicks because you know Goop's dicks are like that big. I'd be like, honey, don't forget, you gotta get double. Because a Chinaman's dick is only that big. She'd think, don't worry, I'm ahead of you. I already got 13 dicks. I'd be like, what are you doing? She'd be like, are you eating dick already? No. I'd be like, motherfucker, don't you eat dick without me? Don't you eat dick without me? You get back here with them dicks. I'm sorry. I'll get an extra dick. Hold on, I'll get the extra dick. She comes back. I got the dicks. I'm like, all right, let's start eating. It's dinner time. I got the vitamin water. Let's have our dicks. And me and Katie would eat little Goop dicks. Vitamin water, and I have the iPod. And we fucking, listen, you think I'm fucking joking? You think I'm fucking playing around? You think I'm playing a fucking game? I'm not playing a fucking game. I'd say she's got about 32 dicks. Okay? She's got about 32 dicks. I got the fucking vitamin water. We're sitting there. We're eating them broads, fucking sushi. Them fucking Goops, they're
oh my
in the
God.
sushi.
Jeez.
We get done with the fucking, we eat the dicks.
Just offensive. This is all offensive. This whole thing is fucking offensive. It's a Rob Black show. We're here, and there's nothing but offensive things going on. I'm offended. I'm extremely offended right now. Talking about eating Goop dicks. It's fucking wrong. And they still haven't found their fucking airliner. What the fuck? It's a Rob Black show. It's 12:07 p.m. on April 8th, 2014. And there's no fucking airplane. The Malaysian jet airplane is still not found. It's crazy. Although I think everybody is saying it's officially in the bottom of the ocean. They hear the pings, pangs, poons of the black box, and they're saying that fucking thing is in the ocean. There is no conspiracy. There is no lost. There are no floating Chinamen in the Indian Ocean that have not been saved. Although, wouldn't that be something, though, to just find one motherfucker, just one motherfucker who's still hanging on to that flotation device, who's still just hanging on to the fucking seat. Just fucking a month later, he's floating in the water, and then he lives. Wouldn't that, just that, come on, you gotta admit, that would be like the story of all stories. But that ain't gonna happen. What you got is a lot of dead Chinamen. That's what you got. Horrible, I know. Stop laughing, Rob Black. It's not funny, goddammit. It's not funny. Stop laughing at the Chinamen. Alright. It's Jesus. It's hot out today, guys. Seriously, it's a fucking hot day. and they are shooting my neck is killing me. And I fell asleep on the couch, curled up in a fetal position on a couch like this. And my head was on, you know, the armrests. So my head was on the armrest. And I woke up and all of a sudden realized it was time to go to sleep on a mattress. But my head was just like this. So I walked over to a mattress like that. And this morning I put the hot water on there, and it's still not. It's horrible. It's just fucking horrible. So I feel robotic-like. I'm like, hello, I don't know what is going on. Dono morigato, Mr. Roboto. But next door, the part of this building we're in, next door to us is a private sex club. I know, exactly. That's what it's never ending here. So next door to us is a private sex club, and I guess they're renting out their sex club to a movie, because there's all sorts of grip trucks in the front here, and they are loading in and out of the sex building, sex house thing next door. Part of this building, like I said, this building is a big complex, so it's one big building, and it's split in half. One half is rented out to the strip club and the dumps of these studios upstairs, and the other side is rented out, which is a sex club. And no, you can have sex clubs in LA. I got to somehow when I had the resources to do all these things, I couldn't fucking figure out or find these things to open up. Sex clubs, fucking weed, fucking forget weed stores, weed bars where you just walk in and just sit and smoke weed, like a lounge. You just buy weed and smoke weed and play video games and smoke more weed and smoke hash. And all these, I wasn't around when we had the resources. So all these things are kind of new to me, that all these things exist. And, you know, shit. Fucking back in my day, you couldn't even fucking, you tried to sell a DVD without the proper fucking licensing and permits, and you went to fight. That's it. You were closed down. Here you can have fucking fuck clubs and weed clubs, no problem. It's no problem. Whatever you want to do. So we've come a long way since 2002. So 2002 to 2014 has definitely come a long way. It was funny, I was having this conversation with Kleinrock last night, and we were talking about the wrestling, and we were talking about the technology today, and he was telling me how he helps with a promotion out on the East Coast, and they use a jib arm, and they use a jib for some of the shots they do on the entrances when the wrestlers come in. And he said just that alone, the production value and what it means to network televisions and executives and so forth and so on when they look at the product. And I laughed. I said, man, I remember we used a jib and it cost us thousands of dollars to get. I said, fuck. I said, if we would have started XPW today with the resources we had back in 99, 2000, I go, dude, we'd be the second next to, we'd be better than TNA, and we'd be second next to Vince. I go, Jesus Christ. I said, did you see the movies that we make in the porn world? Jib arms. I go, fuck, from jibs to fucking steady can, you name it. The equipment is available to us out here. That was never available 14 years ago for less than thousands of dollars. Jesus Christ, I know when we shot every one of our big parodies, I get all of the high-end gear. Hey, you for like fucking $800 for like 4 days. And I'm shooting with dolly tracks and all sorts of stuff. You know, that I'll tell you, that's the one. That is the one big benefit that the adult industry has, and when you are in the adult industry and you're trying to do anything else that involves using film equipment, people in the adult industry definitely have a big advantage, because if you were to go to a normal rental house and rent a lot of the gear that a lot of us in the adult industry have access to, it would cost you significantly more than what a lot of us are able to have access to, because a lot of the people in the adult industry actually shoot with this stuff. You know, I would use a lot of my high-end equipment because Eddie Powell over at New Sensations, he owns a lot of this equipment. So jibs, Eddie would own. Tracks, dolly tracks and stuff, Eddie would own. So it's equipment that he went and invested his money into years and years and years ago, and he would rent it out. He'd have a little app on his iPhone, that square, where you plug the thing in and he'd swipe a card if you had a credit card. But, you know, he'd have every equipment you could possibly need to run. We're not talking about a Hollywood monster production, but if you wanted to have a high-end adult movie, done. If you wanted to shoot a B movie that you could actually get picked up by an independent film company, done. Like I said, we were shooting with dollies and stuff. We had a bunch of different dolly shots in Iron Man and Captain America. We did some really fascinating things that had never been done in anything I had been working on before, that made the films look real. So that is a benefit that we have. So I can only imagine what XPW would have looked like now when we had the company back then and we had millions of dollars to fucking invest and make the product look good. We would have had just a phenomenal. I mean, even back then, the pyro and the explosions. I remember when we did the exploding ring match. Man, it cost us thousands of dollars just to do what we did. Man, I know now you can get that done for less than half of what we spent. And it's better than what we did over a decade and a half ago. So, go figure. That was my big conversation with Kleinrock last night. We had about an hour conversation of wrestling and what we were going to do and how we can format certain things and so forth and so on, and what would be the best strategy to move forward with what we were trying to accomplish. And one of those things was the television show and starting back up. And we talked about this on the air before. The TV show of XPW and basically creating a television show to get interest in the product again Rather it's XPW, or we were debating actually creating a new name. I know that kills a lot of people, but creating a new organization that would run along with an XPW style angle. I'm giving you guys a little 411, but ultimately creating a new organization, something fresh, something new, something that can feed off of what is in the wrestling world today, and kind of steer away from guys taking staple guns and stapling each other in the face for 3 hours, or guys throwing themselves through plate glass windows. Stupid shit like that that was done back in the day that is kind of really outdated now. And it's kind of silly to just have guys throw themselves through windows and do things for the sake of just looking like a freak show, looking like some type of horror movie. So, yeah, that was something that we've been kicking around and thinking to ourselves, how do we go ahead and formulate this? So it was good. I told everybody yesterday we were going to be having a nice long conversation, and we did. And what came out of it was exactly what I'm telling you. Creating a TV show that would run for X amount of weeks, that ultimately would do a build-up to the first live program. So now it's a matter of putting together this TV program and trying to figure out how to make it all work. And so we'll see. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. Again, it's the Rob Black Show, and it's 12:22 p.m. on April 8th, 2014. You know what we haven't done in a while? Let's take a look at, well, there's a couple things we haven't done in a while. Let's take a look at what is kicking around in the old porn world. We haven't investigated what's kicking around in the porn world, if there's anything exciting. Every time I've looked, it's been nothing but a press release after press release. So as far as I know, the entire industry could have blown up, and we would not have known. We have a new story that's getting ready to be going up relatively soon, and I'll tell you guys when that is up and is for your viewing pleasure. That will be exciting and thoroughly entertaining. So let's take a look and see if there's anything in the old porn world that is somewhat entertaining, interesting. I don't even know. Let's see. Anything? Let's go on. Where do you want to go to? You want to go to AVN first? You want to go to XBiz first? Where do we want to go? God damn it. Where do we want to go? There's tons of places we can go. So let's figure out where do we want to roll and see what is new. Let's go to AVN. So let's click on AVN and see. God, we we haven't looked at fucking ABN in such a while. We haven't fucking made fun of anybody on ABN in such a while to see exactly what they are doing, and I hope there's something entertaining. I'm hoping. I'm hoping here. I'm hoping. I'm like, come on, give me something entertaining. Give me something I can fucking laugh about. Give me something I can make fun about. Give me something. Please, just give me anything. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. So let's take a look. ABN.com. You guys can go with me if you want, and we will do this together. Let's see. And there's nothing. Oh, fuck. There's nothing. It's like, really? You guys can't give me nothing? You know what I got? And it's so great because the picture is just so intense. Like, you actually go, this guy must be the heartbeat of the industry. And I still never know really who he is, except somebody told me he was a fucking DJ. But they have a press release for this guy, Tony Batman. And he hosts the Exotic Dancer Invitational West. And it's this picture of him, and he's behind a bar. And it's a publicity shot because it's got the lighting. So it's got like purple lighting on him, and and it's dark and moody, and he's on the bar with both his hands resting on the bar, and he's looking straight ahead with this look like I'm gonna kill people. And it's like, wow, who are you? And then you click on it, and you're like a guy who hosts strippers fucking dancing for cash and prizes. It's like, wow, it's fucking awesome. So that is the that's it. That's it's just funny looking, man. It's just this is funny looking. So anyways, that was it. I don't really have any story about it. It's just a picture that's just so intense. Like, whoa. That's it. Seriously, there's absolutely nothing on the fucking porn radar. They have Leroy Myers, I guess, has got he's got a new parody series called The Nobbit. Yes, The Nobbit. And it's like, what the fuck? I remember this guy used to make like these 6-figure parodies, and now he's got just the worst looking shit with Anthony Rosano and Violet Monroe, and it's just horrible looking. It's just horrible, and I don't even know what to say. But anyways, that's there. I didn't even know Steve Rosano was still alive. Fucking, it's like I don't even see him in porn movies anymore. But hey, I guess he is. Okay, that's it. I mean, literally, you guys, that's all that is on ABN. So if you go to ABN, that's the extent of what is on there. And when you scroll through and take a look at the business news or the ABN news, you literally don't see anything. They have there's another ad, Third World Media, that has a bunch of girls that have hairy armpits on them. It's disgusting. I mean, that's it. That's like, this is it. It's just, wow. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. Just bad. It's just bad. You would think that, Jesus Christ, I know it. They're fucking blowing shit up at this movie production. You would think that there'd be some interesting things on AVN, but there's not. So that's AVN. Watch, boom, we're gone. Let's go to XBiz. See, I get little emails of people like, hey, you haven't done this in a while. You haven't done this. I say, okay, I'll do this tomorrow. I get out my little fucking stupid notes, and I go, okay, AVN, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. Look at all these fucking... These are all rambling notes of a fucking lunatic. Look. Look. These are rambling notes of a lunatic that has show ideas and things that we're going to talk about. So I have schedules that I write down. I'll sit there and I say, for 15 minutes, I'll talk about this. For 30 minutes, I'll talk about that. For an hour, I'll talk about this. Now, if it runs longer or shorter, so be it. But that's what I do. So that's there. Now you know the inside scoop on what the fuck the producers on this website on this show do, which is me. So that's how I produce. So back to XBiz. I'm looking on XBiz, and I'm not, again, it's like the same press releases that are on AVN, except they actually have something I didn't see on AVN, which is kind of new. It's called the German Neo-Nazi Group has a problem with porn. Kitty Blair, a former porn star who was found out to have performed in an interracial sex scene, the one that one of its high-ranking leaders got caught in a photo with a penis-shaped birthday cake. These developments are rocking the far-right National Democratic Party, a group that's regularly been accused of being racist, anti-immigrant, and anti-Semitic. Blair, a.k.a. Ina Grohl, reportedly left porn to become the face of the party, but was kicked out once her scene in Kitty Discovers Sperm was discovered. Okay. I mean, God, it's just, that's it. So the Kitty Blair is getting heat because she's part of the neo-Nazi movement. And it says here that director John Thomas, who is the head of the GGG studio, which is a German porn director, and he's saying that a whole bunch of other German porn producers are now blackballing Blair because of her radical political positions. Ooh. All right, that's not on AVN. Wow, this is just, I mean, XBiz, you're just kicking ass, man. Okay, there's really, and there's the same press releases that are on AVN. The Batman there headed for Los Angeles to do the stripper convention. Let's see. Brandy Aniston's Vivid radio show that nobody fucking listens to and gives a shit is moving to the afternoon slot. Great. She-Male features top TS porn stars. Great. These are all the same things that are on AVN that I didn't mention because they were just fucking retarded. Screaming Oat introduces sex toy cleaners. Great. Like, who the fuck gives a shit? Awesome. I mean, literally, it's like, really? It's like, come on, man. This is the This is the extent of the fucking industries. This is the extent of the fucking industry's work, and they're doing things, and really, this is the extent of what everybody is, working hard on. This is okay, great. I'm doing my justice of looking through other porn today for everybody, and I hope the fans are happy. I hope they're excited. I hope everybody is like, thanks, Rob. You're doing what like I said, I do what you guys want me to do. If you guys want me to do the porn rundown, we do the porn rundown. You want me to I don't even know, whatever. You want me to fucking talk about gay bathhouses? We'll talk about gay bathhouses. It's all right. Let's talk about gay bathhouses, for Christ's sakes. I'm down for gay bathhouses. Let's see. What else? What other interesting tidbits are on the thing? New Sensation Streets, Brooklyn Chase's showcase. Okay, Brooklyn Chase. Sexual Desire, Brooklyn Chase. Awesome. Woo! Oh my God. It's a showcase. 5 scenes, 2 bonus scenes. Ooh, okay. That's from X-Biz. Or from New Sensations. Awesome. It's amazing that some of these companies are like still around just producing things. I'm like amazed by it. I think it's Star Sisters featured in Excitement magazine. I didn't even know Excitement magazine was still around. That was like a piece of shit magazine like 8 years ago. The fucking people actually read that fucking piece of shit. I mean, seriously, it was a piece of shit ad, just a piece of shit magazine that was full of ads. Fucking 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I can't imagine what the fucking thing is now. But hey, it's kicking ass. Hey, it's kicking ass. Hey, it's kicking ass. Hot Mess has announced the release of a new title featuring Katsuni called Bareback Asians. Oh, wow! That's a line put out by Howard Levine and the boys of Jerry Estrada at Exile Distribution and Exquisite Multimedia. Ooh, okay, that's coming out. You better go fucking triple stock up on that. That's that's going to be probably something that will sell 60, 70,000 fucking units. I mean, that's a huge release from Hot Mess. Let's see. There's just nothing. I'm even going back, you guys. I'm going back to even older dates so I could find you guys something. Jessica Drake and Nate Glass talk porn piracy. Awesome. There you go. Fucking Jessica Drake and Nate Glass are gonna go on a college lecture tour to discourage porn piracy amongst young consumers. Oh, so they're going on tours to tell young people not to fucking steal porn. Okay. What the fuck am I looking at? Come on, I gotta be just a completely. Really? Am I reading? Okay, I gotta read this. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Glass is the founder of Takedown Piracy, an organization launched with the intent to combat illegal piracy of adult content. He teamed up with Wicked contract star Drake when she found her big production film Fallen on Tube's site almost immediately following its release. Nate, and the funny thing is, the Tube site that she found it on was the very Tube site that is owned by the very company that owns her company. So the Tube site she found Fallen on was a Manwin's owned Tube site, which is the same company that owns Wicked. I know they don't own Wicked. Okay, sure. Oh, they only handle their internet properties. Okay. Okay. I know. Everybody. The funny thing about this industry is when I out motherfuckers or I tell the truth on something, they always have a different spin on it. So it's like AVN is owned by Manwin, and then you hear people go, well, we don't know for sure. It's like, dude, I've given you fucking witnesses. I've given you a fucking person that actually sat at the Theo Thaspusi house and was amongst Raul Christensen and a bunch of other people that were associated with Manwin that were there. They are fucking from Cyprus. I mean, just from you name it, every dot added up. And they go, well, we don't see a piece of paper that says Manwin owns AVN. So guess what? Doesn't exist. And you're like, okay, sorry. It's like kind of like the wife that knows the husband's cheating, and the only thing that is not there to actually confirm it is the husband himself going, yes, I put my dick in strange pussy. But the wife is like, I seen my husband making out with that girl. I see my husband going out to dinner with that girl. I see my husband texting this girl. I see my husband there. But he's not cheating. He's just really friendly with these people. He's not cheating unless he comes up to me and says, I am cheating with this penis. It's the same thing in this business. You got so many of these people that will ignore every writing or sign on the wall. And you're like, dude, you know this is the truth. And they're like, no, it's not. Well, why? Because they didn't tell me. Well, why would they tell you? Because that's the only way it would be true. Okay, all right. What? Sure, next. So, Jessica Drake was very upset that her movie Fallen was on a Tube site that Manwin owns. So Nate comes from a different perspective. I come from a different perspective, Drake told a Beta Beat. We try to make it a very personal thing. It's fine line. You don't want to shame anybody and say you're doing this wrong. We hate you. I just try to give a more personal viewpoint, make them understand my side of it, because the majority of them are my fans. Last month, the duo spoke at the University of Chicago on April 30th. They will head to University of California. Their choice to address the college-age demographic was far more unconscious. With young people, they don't have a lot of disposable income. They have that don't care attitude sometimes. Glass explained, when you're watching that stuff on a Tube site, oftentimes it's not there with consent. That was something I tried to hammer home at the University of Chicago. Consent is a buzzword for sex-positive cultures, about making sure in your relationships you have consent, which I'm all for, but when somebody takes Jessica's movie and uploads it to a Tube site, that's a violation of her consent. Entitled, these two are seriously trying to get college bros to pay for porn. The duo's mission is framed by Beta Beat as rather dubious, although no explicit assessment is made. God. So, Who the fuck is paying Nate Glass and Jessica Drake to go to college universities and say, please don't steal porn? Come on, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. What fucking stratosphere are we living in here? Well, you're going to college, who is paying them? Because they're not flying on their own dime. So they're not flying on their own dime. So I guess Beta Beat is, who the fuck is Beta Beat? Who owns Beta Beat? Or is it not? Who is that? Is it not Beta Beat, or Beta Beat just did the interview? Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck is paying? Is flipping this bill? I don't know. It's okay. It's not Beta Beat's doing the interview. It's like I don't know anything anymore. Just someone. I need Calgon to take me away. If any of you are old like me, you'll remember. That there was an ad for a bath soap that women would use, and they would put it in their bathtub, and it would make them feel good, and they would lather themselves up, and the lady would say, Calgon, take me away. It would be the vision that this bath soap, these bubble baths, was going to take this woman and put her to another world of like love. I don't fucking know. But I'll tell you, I need some fucking Calgon to take me away, please. So Beta Beat is the website that actually did the article, and they are just as dumbfounded as I am. So I'd like to know who the fuck is flipping the bill. Is this just like Nate Glass and his takedown piracy, using the money to pay Jessica Drake to take her out on a date? Seriously, I'm not being a dick. Is this a way to like, is this some high-end corporate escorting? Well, like, what is this? If they're going to Chicago, who is paying to take this trip to Chicago? Is Nate Glass flipping the plane tickets for Chicago? Is Nate Glass flipping for the hotel rooms for Chicago? There's Nate Glass and Jessica Drake. She's looking as beautiful as always. She's got her little arm around Nate. Is this like a high-end escorting gig? What is this? Because there's no possible way that Jessica Drake and Nate Glass could honestly believe that them spending their money to go to a University of Chicago, to sit in a college lecture hall there in front of, say, 200 kids, and Jessica Drake says they're all her fans. So just her saying, hey guys, please, when you are watching pirated stuff on a tube site, it takes money from my pocket. And that's not me giving consent. And it's basically rape. You're raping me. And like one of the students goes, excuse me, Jessica Drake, I'm a big fan of yours. And I follow you on Twitter, and I follow your husband, Brett, on Twitter. And you guys dine at the most fanciest restaurants in Hollywood. And you live in like a 6,000 square foot mansion. And you guys make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fuck you, okay? I'm here in college. I got about $95,000 in student loans, and when I'm jacking off, the last thing I'm thinking about is giving you $6 so you could go eat at Nobu for fucking seriously. Here's Jessica Drake and Nate Glass. They're going to college. They're gonna go talk to people like Bella Knox, who are fucking doing bukkake fucking facial abuses so they can pay for their college education. And you got Jessica Drake and Nate Glass telling these college kids, hey, you need to pay for my porn because you're watching it without my consent. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Am I in fucking La La Land? Is this a different stratosphere? Or is this some kind of sophisticated Nate Glass escorting Jessica Drake gig? Because I've never heard of something so ignorant. Again, you're talking about Jessica Drake and Brad Armstrong. These two, you got to figure between them are probably making $250,000 a year. You got to figure each of them are making $100,000. Each of them are probably making $10,000 a month from Wicked. You got to figure each of them are making $10,000 a month from Wicked. So you got to figure they're pulling in $250,000. And they're going to go and tell a college kid that they need to pay for the porn on top of paying for their books, on top of paying for their fucking room and board and fucking clothing. And if they want to fucking leave the dorm room and go catch a fucking a bite to eat at some place that's not going to fucking hit them for a ridiculous amount of money. And after all that, they need to budget in, $10, $12 a month, $20 a month, however much money a month, so they could give to Jessica Drake and Brad Armstrong so they can jerk off, and they can do it with the consent of Jessica Drake. So she could be like, you have my consent. Go ahead and jerk off. Start masturbating. And then they can do it. Oh, man. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Seriously. I fucking... Oh, God. Man, it's like... How does this even how does this fucking work? The guy and the reviewer or the interviewer says, you spoke at the University of Chicago last month. What was the reception like? Mrs. Drake, pretty positive. They were really interested, but University of Chicago was also the place where one kid came up and couldn't understand why the proliferation of pirated videos was a bad thing. Mr. Glass, for anybody outside of adult entertainment, it's such an interesting lifestyle. I sat and watched Jessica interact with the kids. They are very curious about how this works. It seemed like they were very receptive to the message we were trying to get across, and they had a lot of questions. That was pretty a non-answer of a question. They actually had to bring out that one of the students are like, yo, it's fuck, all right? I follow you on Twitter, and you eat dinners at Nobu. What you eat one night at Nobu costs me as a student a month's worth of meals at McDonald's. So fuck you, please. Oh, man. This is what Nate Glass says. With young people, they don't have a lot of disposable income. They have that don't care attitude sometimes. When you're watching that stuff on the tube site, oftentimes it's not there with consent. That was something I tried to hammer home at the University of Chicago. Consent. It's a buzzword for sex-positive cultures. About making sure in your relationship you have consent, which I'm all for. But when somebody takes Jessica's movies and uploads it to a tube site, that's a violation of her consent. All right, Nate, listen, my friend. I get that, and I know Nate Glass. You guys got to understand something. He used to run, and he used to be like a buyer for a fucking like a video company or a distributor. So he would buy your movies. So he'd be like, can I have 5 of a fucking number? And then he came out with a little book, like a little pamphlet, and he would do reviews of movies. And then he saw an opportunity to get into the side of the business that really is just another shell game and a sham where you, and I've tried this stuff before, and it's all bullshit. And I defy any of these companies to show me checks that they get from somebody like Nate Glass every month for thousands upon thousands of dollars that they're receiving because Nate Glass is getting paid from people that are pirating the content. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And the biggest problems are the people that are corporate owned, like the YouPorns and all of those types of things. So it's amazing that, and I got to respect Nate of transforming into a section of the business where he could get paid from some people and get to travel around and do little press junkets with Jessica Drake. But when Nate Glass is trying to use the word consent and trying to basically frame that, and it's obvious that he like reads books and he goes, okay, how do I use these buzzwords? How do I learn from Republican strategists to use buzzwords that I can get young people to connect with? Okay, consent. Yes, consent. Most young people will make that be a word that they identify, like when they're at their fraternity party and everybody's drunk and they go to take their lacrosse stick and shove it up a girl's asshole and they realize that she hasn't given them consent. And without getting consent for the placement of this lacrosse stick, they could go to jail for rape. So what I'll do is I'll tie in the word consent, and I'll tie that into downloading free porn, and that will connect with these young students. So you have these young students that Nate Glass figures are sitting in their chairs going, oh, so you mean when we download free porn, it's like raping that girl at the party the other night that my friend Ted raped? And so it's like, if a girl says, I don't give you consent to stick that lacrosse stick up my ass, that's the same as downloading Bukkake Girls number 18. I got it, bro. Yeah, okay. Nate, I'm with you, and I get you're educated, I guess, and I'm not. I'm just an idiot. But if you really think that the young people of America, especially the ones that are at college, and I repeat, people like Bella Knox, who is quote-unquote going and sucking dick on film, having her asshole stretched open, and having guys call her a worthless piece of shit and spit and puke on her. She's doing that so she can get money to pay for her college education. What makes you think telling these same kids that they are not getting the consent from Jessica Drake, who eats at $1 million restaurants on a fucking daily basis, that is the same as raping a girl in the college dorm. And what is considered rape is that girl not giving consent for that young man to finger fuck her. So, Nate Glass, I think you're stretching a little, buddy. I think you're stretching a little, because I don't know too many college kids that are going to leave your classroom other than the fact that they go, that was incredibly stupid, but it was cool to get out of whatever period that they need to get out of and to look at a porn chick. Other than that, Nate, there was absolutely nothing pertinent or game-changing that your buzzword consent and telling all of the students at college that sorry, it's the same thing as rape. And then an interviewer tells Nate Glass, and do you think these college kids are actually going to pay for porn? And Nate Glass says, the problem with people resorting to piracy is that some of this stuff is available for 8 cents a minute. I don't see how that's such a burden on anyone's budget that they can't pay to watch the movie. We used to joke that people would go to Starbucks and pay $6 for coffee, but when then open their laptops and complain about paying for porn. And again, you have Nate Glass assuming that every single person that goes to college and that watches porn is a rich fuck. And that just shows you that our industry and people like Nate Glass and people like Jessica Drake are very, very removed from what real America goes through. And again, the concept that a girl like Bella Knox would literally go and let guys piss on her, spit on her, call her a worthless piece of shit whore. She basically will degrade herself to the depths of fucking humanity, all to pay for her education. So the theory that she's kicking back and has a ton of disposable income is kind of fucked up and goes against Nate Glass's theory of all these college kids buy Starbucks, they can all buy porn. It's like, well, Nate, you're assuming that every college kid is a rich kid. And Bella Knox has showed that, hey, she's got to degrade herself to education. She degrades herself to pay for an education because getting a job at a hot dog stand is not going to pay for the education that she needs to get. Let's do it this way. I'm sure Bella Knox would prefer to not have guys spit in her face and make her vomit on herself if she could go and get a job that would make the same amount as she makes doing porn, Nate Glass. So in turn, your whole theory and thesis is kind of wrong because college kids are not the rich, preppy fucks that you and Jessica Drake seem to think they are. I think it was said that in America alone, the college student has a 1.4, and I might be off by a few shekels here and there, but I think I heard that the college students of the United States of America are aggregately totaled about $1.4 to $1.5 trillion in student loan debt. That is what the figures are out. $1.4 to $1.5 trillion in debt. And that is what the students that Nate Glass and Jessica Drake are talking to, saying, you don't have consent to download my porn. So put down that Starbucks coffee and pay for my porn. And all these students are like, hey, I owe like $65,000 in fucking tuition bills and loans that are just compounding. And when I graduate, I won't be. I'll be 41 years old before they are fucking paid off, and I'm only 21 now. So I really don't want to use $10 to $15 a month to $20 a month paying for porn, and I would rather get it from the 8,000 tube sites that are out there and giving it away for free. So why don't you go back to Los Angeles, eat at Nobu, and the amount that you spend on a dinner in one night is what my fucking school books cost for, you know, a class, motherfucker, okay? Fucking Nate Glass. Motherfucking Nate Glass. So that was an interesting story. I'm glad. You know what, guys? I'm glad you had me go on to the websites and take a look and see what was going on there. I thank you guys. Thank you, because this was actually a pretty good story, and it enabled me to do some political news there. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. That was good. So that's a good article, and hopefully that Nate Glass and Jessica Drake can continue their great work and deter the thousands and thousands and thousands of billionaire rich college kids to pay for their porn, because they are doing it without Jessica Drake's consent. Those fucking bastards. Those porn rapists. Those fucking porn rapists. Those motherfucking porn rapists. Bastards. Alright. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else on ABN or XBiz? It's the one and the same. Give me a break, you guys. Okay? Give me a break. They're one and the fucking same. There's no difference. You all know it. They're one and the same. They're one and the same. So let's. I'm checking. No, nothing more on XBiz to laugh about and joke about. Kink celebrates its 10,000th shoot. There you go. That's the new XBiz story. They celebrated 10. There you go. They celebrate their 10,000th shoot. God bless Kink. I wonder how much AIDS they've spread in those 10,000 shoots. Seriously, think about all the public disgrace they do. Think about all the gay and tranny condomless shoots they do. I mean, just think about all the stuff that they put together. You gotta wonder what the fuck the T-cell count is, and how much AIDS have been sprayed around in that in that 10,000 shoot area. I mean, think about it. 10,000 shoots, man. 10,000 shoots. They've shot 25,000 hours of sex, hired nearly 3,000 performers, okay, and used 192,000 ounces of lube, more than and then they go more than 500,000 condoms. So you got to figure, Jesus, 3,000 performers, and I like how they go 500,000 condoms. Like they're a condom company. Fuck, they're the company that had Xander Corvus with the gaping bloody dick shoving it in Cameron Bay's mouth. So she's sucking on a bloody dick, and they're talking about condoms. The fuck out of here. Fucking this Peter Ackworth, he's the biggest lowlife piece of shit there is. He really is. Did you ever see the pictures of this guy running around fucking with a G-string on, coked out of his mind? It's like a fucking bullwhip dance. I mean, this is the guy. It's just a fucking English jerk off. And you know, he talks about with all these regulations in this article that they're going to move out of California. Where are you going to go, dummy? Where are you going to go? That's my question. This is the guy. This is what's funny about this idiot. This is the guy that were at his armory in San Francisco. They had gunplay. So they had machine gun, like gunfire going on in their building. Police were called. When the police showed up there, the police were not let into the building. People would not let them into the building. They eventually were let in after like 15 minutes, and they found Peter Ackworth. And they, of course, found him full of coke on him. So they arrested him on cocaine charges, and they arrested and gave them, trouble heat for basically impeding a police investigation by not letting them in the building. And the police said that they obviously smelled gunfire. They obviously smelled what it smells like when guns have been fired. They couldn't find guns, but they found coked out Peter Ackworth with fucking coke on him. So he was arrested and booked. That, ladies and gentlemen, is kink.com. That, ladies and gentlemen, was taking place at their armory. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you're going to tell me is going to be picked up and moved. Really? So, kink.com is going to move a armory, a 3-story armory. Okay? So they're going to sell their building, and then they're going to take that armory, and they're going to then find a location where. Where are they going to go that doesn't scream to any authorities of who they are and what they're doing? And again, remember, we've had this debate before, anywhere outside of California and New Hampshire, pimping and pandering is basically what making a pornography film is. And when somebody says, well, if there's no rule on the books, that means then it's legal. Listen, bullshit. We've had this conversation before. If the feds or the local authority want to bust you, they will bust you. We've talked about it. In the 80s, they went after people, even vanilla companies, for making porn because Ed Meese and Ronald Reagan and the Christian right were hell-bent on getting rid of porn. Charles Keating, all of these people. The Bush administration was hell-bent on going after porn people. They went after me. They went after the 2257 records. They basically did something that has always been on the books, but nobody would ever, again, 2257 has been around since the late 90s, but nobody had FBI trolling around the fucking valley and knocking on people's doors every fucking day. It was just something that wasn't done. Well, guess what? It was done during the Bush administration. So, you're going to tell me that a company like King, who has the reputation of having their owner being a coked out, gun-toting nut job, and his band of directors and misfits who take bloody dicks and shove them in girls' mouths, that company is going to be welcomed anywhere other than California? Really? People say they're going to move to Vegas. Where are you going to go to Vegas? Unless you get the goddamn governor of fucking of Nevada, fucking Las Vegas senators, Harry Reid. Unless you get somebody that gives their stamp of approval, they will be operating as basically a rogue company. And anybody could go and bust their balls. So if anybody gets a wild hair up their ass and gets leaned on enough, they will get busted. And I'll tell you guys this, and all you morons who want to talk about Vegas, Harry Reid is the leader of the Senate, okay? He's the leader, and he's a senator out of Las Vegas. Now, Harry Reid, on his last re-election, almost lost to a very conservative woman out there in Vegas, okay? And when I say Vegas, in Nevada, okay, motherfuckers. What you guys seem to not forget is this giant floodgates that get open, and people think they're going to go to Vegas. Everybody forgets that Las Vegas is part of the bigger picture. And Harry Reid is the boss of that fucking state. And all it takes is the Republicans to start saying Harry Reid, a liberal Democrat, who just like his liberal cohort, Nancy Pelosi out of San Francisco, is now taking the company that is a dangerous menace from San Francisco and is now trading off and taking them into Las Vegas. So Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, who work together, San Francisco and Nevada, and now they're taking one atrocity of kink.com and putting them into the other's backyard. You know, you people really are stupid, and you people keep focusing on the mayor of Vegas and a fucking city that's more corrupt than a bag of worm-filled apples. And you are all focusing on that, but the bigger picture is Harry Reid. And I'm telling you, if you bring a company like Kink that people like to say is worth $10 million, $15 million, they do all this revenue, and they're going to go and buy a 100,000 square foot building in the middle of Las Vegas, they are going to create a fucking scene. You are going to see rumblings in all of the newspapers. You're going to see rumblings on all the news. And you're going to see conservative Republicans who almost won the election and got Harry Reid out of there start grumbling, saying, Harry Reid, let this happen. These people are from fucking San Francisco, where Nancy Pelosi is the senator, or a congresswoman, and Nancy Pelosi basically was getting too much heat from California, and she made a deal with Harry Reid to get these people out of San Francisco, out of California, and move them up to Nevada, move them up to Las Vegas. Again, you people don't really understand how real politics work. You know, everybody's so busy dealing with this Isadora Hall all this little Assemblyman Mike Delgado bullshit. Man, you guys, we are in a cakewalk out here. We have a liberal governor who used to do drugs with fucking Linda Ronstadt, who's basically been like the governor of California 78 different fucking times. We live in a very liberal state, and we get spoiled. But you people think that Isadora Hall and Mike Delgado are like what politics are. That shit is chicken shit. Okay? That's bullshit. The real politics is Feinstein. The real politics is Barbara Boxer. That's what real politics are, man. That's what real politics are. Okay? Daniel, or what's his name? Issa, who serves in the House out of L.A. What's his name? Daniel Issa, or he's the Latin guy who fucking is a hard-on, man. Issa, he is a fucking hard-on. All these people are higher than Isadora Hall and Gatto. Gatto and them are state politicians running Burbank and running Compton. There's your fucking bullshit. You want to talk about big time? Big time is taking a multi-million-dollar porn company and moving them out of California, running from regulation like kink, and sticking them into fucking Nevada, and having Nevada, who is not sanctioned to make porn legal, is now going to go, oh yeah, oh, you just bought a building off the strip in Vegas that's 100,000 square feet? Awesome. Oh, you're going to have, I mean, you guys, you don't think about this shit before you spew your bullshit off. Think about what kink does that makes them money. They have fucking hundreds of people off the street that line up and walk into their dungeon and beat the shit out of girls. Or they have hundreds of gay guys that walk in off the street and beat the shit out of guys. So you're going to tell me they're going to be doing public disgrace in fucking Las Vegas? So you guys are going to tell me that they're going to be in fucking Las Vegas off the strip, and you're just going to have hundreds of people lined up outside their fucking warehouse like this? With fucking cops going by. Just, hey, what you guys doing? Oh, we're waiting for this big sex party. Yeah, this porn company here, you know, kink. Yeah, we're just waiting. We go in there and we beat the shit out of people. Yeah, really, guys. That you think that's a big thumbs up? Again, you act like kink.com is this under the radar company. You act like this is this under the radar company. Have you ever seen their public disgraces? Have you ever seen any of the things they do where there's literally like 75 people there? Have you ever seen the pictures where people are lined up outside on the street to get in? And this, you think, is going to be acceptable in fucking Las Vegas? So without any rules that say, yeah, porn is legal here, this is something that's just going to kind of be like, well, there's no law on the book. So, hey, long as it... Get the fuck out of here. Are you guys out of your minds? You out of your fucking minds? Yeah, it's going to be great. That's all the fucking, that's all the politicians, that's all Harry Reid needs. It's for a bunch of fucking porn studios. And I ain't talking about Leroy Myers, Wood Rocket, somebody that's a non-factor. I'm talking about kink.com, somebody that's got hundreds of thousands of warehouse space and that has guys lined up and girls lined up to go beat people up. Harry Reid just goes by in his fucking caravan when he's making his re-election bids. Oh, what's that? Oh, Senator, that's kink.com. Yeah, they just came from Nancy Pelosi's backyard. They're here now. What are all those people lined up? Well, what they do, Senator, is they all line up so they can beat the shit out of people. Oh, really? And they do. They stick their bloody penises in people's mouths. Well, that's nice. That's really nice. Can we get the fuck out of here, please? All you people are so worried. Oh, well, as long as they get the mayor of Las Vegas to stamp their approval. Really, guys? So that's it. Harry Reid, none of those guys got anything to do with what happens with porn going to Vegas. It's all about the mayor. It's all about the mayor of Vegas. The mayor they used to have Oscar Goodman, who used to be the most corrupt fucking mayor of like any fucking city, but because it was Las Vegas, nobody gave a shit. It's a guy that acted in the fucking movie Casino as Ace Rothstein's attorney. That was the mayor of Vegas, Oscar Goodman. A guy that literally was famously known to have ties with every organized crime figure that ever made its way to fucking Vegas. That Oscar Goodman. You guys are going to... All we need is the mayor. Yeah, okay. What you need is Senator Harry Reid. What you need is the governor. What you need is the real people that make the real decisions in Nevada to stomp the fucking approval of porn. And trust me, kink.com, the hotbed of filth that they are, their 10,000 shoot, that has got to be, they've had to had, 3,000 performers. Out of those 3,000 performers, I bet you 300 of them are just swimming. Maybe even more with HIV/AIDS. You know how many people that come in and out of that building are full of fucking AIDS? First off, it's San Francisco, the AIDS capital of the world. You basically have San Francisco, and you have Brazil, and then you have Africa. There you go. Those are the three places that AIDS swarms and feeds off of. San Francisco, Africa, and Brazil. So you've got kink.com that just has open casting for anybody with a swinging, infested dick to come on down and shoot the loads on people. And you're not talking about what's the T-cell, Kenneth? Please. Please, guys. This is just a anatomy for fucking disaster. But you guys think, hey, yeah, Peter Ackworth's going to fight the state of California. Peter Ackworth needs to really just go back to fucking Europe. And once he does that, then life will be good for Peter Ackworth. But if he thinks he's going to go to fucking Vegas, ain't going to happen. The only shit that's going to keep existing in Vegas is the people that have it on the DL. And that's it. People that have it on the DL and people that are really non-factors like Leroy Myers. Oh, someone goes, oh, he's got a studio, and they go look, and there's nobody there except for fucking Goofy Leroy and the same three idiots that he uses all the time. Grassano, Mr. Famous for 6 months, James Dean, and like 2 porn chicks that he, Soya and some other fucking girl. That is it. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about people going and shooting in a fucking hotel room. They don't give a fuck about, who gives a shit. They ain't gonna bother with that. But Vivid Entertainment going out there and going, hey, here's our $5 million building. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, ain't gonna happen. Kink.com opening up a new dungeon that is 3 stories in Las Vegas. Ain't gonna happen. And that's really it. Everybody else, yeah, sure. Going to Vegas is easy. And being Derek, having some kind of low-level fucking pimp fucking organization where you're running girls in and out of fucking the bars and hotels and shit. Yeah, cops ain't gonna fuck with you. The real pimps out there will fuck with you. The guy, one of them girls start taking some fucking action from some of them girls at those bars out there. they're going to get fucked up. And when Derek steps up, he'll get fucked up. But they ain't going to get fucking, they're not going to have a swarm of police and people up their asses because they're all under the radar and they're all non-factors. But you put your fucking name on a building and you're a fucking player, you're done. End of story. End of fucking story. So I'd love to see Peter Ackworth buy a building in Vegas and be the Peter Ackworth that he is from San Francisco, dancing around in a G-string with a bullwhip, blowing off fucking lines, shooting guns, having the fucking Las Vegas police show up there, and he doesn't let him in. I'd love to see that. You would watch Kink and everybody involved be in jail. They would hit them for pimping, pandering, every fucking law that is available to them on the books because it's not legal there. So when shit is not legal somewhere and they let you do it, they let you do it, but you can't make noise. Do you guys kind of get that? It's kind of like, in theory, the weed stores and all of the weed activity that goes on in Los Angeles is really not supposed to be taking place. Technically, they only granted so many permits. All of that shit technically is supposed to apply. But right now, nobody's really enforcing it. So in theory, you can open up delivery services. Hell, depending on what area you're in, you could open up a fucking store here on Lancashire and not get fucked with. The fuck? There's a sex fucking house next to us that's been there for years. Nobody fucks with it. The weed store over on the corner, you could sit in there and smoke hash. You could sit there and smoke weed and wax. So you're not allowed to smoke a cigarette in a fucking building, but you can smoke drugs? Again, it's all under the radar. Nobody really gives a shit. But if they want to bust balls, guess what? They'll bust balls. And there ain't a fucking thing you can do about it. And as long as you don't sit there and take a flag and wave it outside that says we do fuck parties, we smoke drugs in our building and sell drugs, come on down, then they pretty much leave you alone in certain areas. Can't go out in Beverly Hills and do it, but in Lancashire and North Hollywood, they don't really give a shit considering that it's fucking World War Z out here. It all depends. Now, you go to Burbank, yeah. Boo-boo! Right up your ass. Burbank, you can't open up a weed store in Burbank. Can't open a weed store in Burbank. Can't open a weed store in Glendale. Why is that? Why? Why can you open them here but not there? Well, guess what? Burbank's got their own little city council. They got their own little fucking bullshit regulations. And when you go, yeah, but the city regulations trump, they go, well, guess what? It doesn't trump the Justice Department, and what we'll do is we will bust the feds' balls so much that they give us an officer, and they come down with us, and then we bust you, and there's nothing you can do. That's what they do. Do you guys understand that? When you hear the feds get involved, you know why the feds get involved? Because it's a local asshole that is busting balls. So what happens is you get somebody that opens in fucking Glendale, okay, and they're there legally. Well, guess what happens? The people of Glendale, the little authority there, they then start calling the fucking feds going, hey, man, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And eventually somebody from the Justice Department goes, will you send down 3 agents to go take care of this? So then a couple agents come down to Glendale and they go do a bunch of fucking raids. And go, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's not a city thing now, it's feds, you're closed. And then nothing comes out of it because Obama's not pressuring nobody, but what comes out of it is you get all your weed taken, you get all your money taken, and you basically go, if you open back up in this area, we're going to be back here to bust your balls. That's what they do. So Vegas is going to be the same thing. Shoot there, have fun, But if you make noise, we're going to shut you up. End of story. Kink is not going to go there because they are all about noise. You can't have a 100,000 square foot building with 3 floors and having sex parties and having hundreds of people lined up outside to go inside and beat people up without attracting the attention of local and state officials that go, what the fuck is going on? So, kink, celebrate your 10,000th shoot, celebrate your T-cell counts, celebrate what it's like to do what you do, but you ain't leaving California. You're going to be here for a long fucking time. And at the end of the day, your only bet is to move and go back to fucking Europe. So, it's the Rob Black Show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to touch on a couple other things. And then Katie Summers will be here to give us the news we can use. All right, let's take our break. We'll be back. And right now, if you guys go to Adult FYI in about 2 or 3 minutes, there'll be a new story posted up there. Based off of the Mike South story that he has on his website about the jar of positive HIV semen, and somehow equates disease with Rob Black and contusion from 10 years ago. And this is coming from a guy, Mike South, who promotes nothing but disease. This is coming from a guy whose talent, from Lindsay Lovehands on down, are so full of disease that from working with Mike South talent, then I would have to put them in a petri dish just to examine them. So that article will be up in a few minutes. So take a look. And this is the Rob Black Show. And we'll be right back after these important, fascinating, when I say fascinating, I mean fascinating, ladies and gentlemen. Not just any fascination. I mean big fascination. And while we leave here, let's talk about why the Japanese, or should we talk about God condones rape? What do you guys want to hear? God condones rape? Or Jessica Drake, the American whore? What do you guys want to hear? Want to hear Jessica Drake, the American whore, or God condones rape? Or do you want to hear about the legless dancer? Fuck it. Give me the legless dancer, that little bitch. It's the Rob Black Show. You have, now I got interrupted again. You know why, guys? There is a, I didn't know this. Nobody told me about this. But there is, oh man, I tell you, you guys, why is this not saved the best for last? But it is. On Dancing with the Stars, the new season of Dancing with the Stars, and how this got through any of my people. There is a performer on the new Dancing with Stars who is a double amputee. She's got no fucking legs, guys.
and she's performing Dancing with the Stars. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, you guys, are we just literally, are we literally this starved? Oh my God. I'm looking at her fake feet. What the fuck? Her name's Amy Purdy's, and she's got fake legs, and she's on Dancing with the Stars. Oh my God. Jesus, you guys. Yes, she's got fake fucking legs, and she's dancing. Look at her dance. Look at this little cunt dance with her fake legs. She dances better than people with real legs. Wow, and she's cute. She's cute for a no-leg motherfucker. But come on, man. I mean, she's alright, you know? Her face is a little... she's alright. She's a little butterface. But, come on, man. She's got no fucking legs, for Christ's sake. She's got no fucking legs. She's like the person from that show, what was it, Kids? Wasn't that the movie Kids from like 15 years ago? I got no legs. I got no legs. Ah! This motherfucker's got no legs. On Monday night, Dancing with the Stars premiered, and if you were a boy with a TV in the 90s, man, were you in luck. Both Danica McKellar, Winnie from the Wonder Years, and Candace Cameron Bure, DJ from Full House, are competing this season. And as it turns out, these two have quite a complicated history. Remember, Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains, a.k.a. Little Brother Ben, would, you believe, Miller dated both girls and actually dumped Candace for Danica. It's true. But by the end of the night, Candace exacted a little bit of revenge on the dance floor, beating McKellar 25-24. A perfect caper would have been if Alan Dick showed up to give a nice piece of fatherly advice and fuck both the girls up their assholes. And then Dave Coulier cracked everyone up with his cum load right in their mouths. Now, God damn it, check it out. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, also, they have a girl on there who's got no legs. They have a girl on there who's dancing with no legs. No fucking legs! Jesus Christ. Now again, I'm not going to harp on this because I think it would be a little bit too harping. But I've been known to harp. The Dancing with Stars, Amy Purdy took the stage, and it says she recently won a bronze medal in snowboarding at the 2004 Sochi Paralympics. It's not even the real Olympics. She won a bronze medal at the Cripple Olympics, and she didn't even win gold. So, and she was in the Cripple Olympics and finished third place. Come on now, guys. Come on now. Again, I don't want to be a fucking downer, but really? She fucking took third place in the Cripple Olympics? Anyways, the only woman in the competition who had lost both legs. Well, no shit. At age 19, Purdy contracted bacterial meningitis and nearly lost her leg. While she survived, both of her legs were fucking cut off below the knees. That might be enough to keep most people down, but Purdy has been proving doubters wrong all her life. And while the audience and judges with a performance of the cha-cha-cha and with the 5-time DWTS champion Derek Howe as their performer. The bronze medalists could be dancing away with the mirror ball trophy by series end. So, again, I don't want to harp on this type of stuff, ladies and gentlemen, but come on, will you please admit that this type of stuff has nothing other to do with getting a freak show style attendance and ratings. Again, I know that sounds mean, but we talked about this when they had the lady with the cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, whatever that lady was that was a model in the New York City modeling event, and they had her in one of them fucking wheelchairs, and she wasn't just some lady who fucking got her legs fucked up in a drunk driving accident. She was straight up cerebral palsy, where their chest protrudes out and their legs are like this big, and, you know, they're just fucked up looking. And she basically threw on some nice $1,000 clothing and then fucking and then fucking wheeled back, and everybody was like, "Oh, awesome! A cerebral palsy girl dressed up in a dress and fucking wheeled out there. Oh, whoa! Let's get Stephen Hawking and put him in our body and get him to fucking go out there." At least that motherfucker's like the smartest man in the fucking universe, okay? By the way, someone should ask him where that fucking Malaysian airplane is. He probably, but the aliens, okay. Anyway, you got the crippled girl, and I told everybody, I said, you know this is a gimmick. You're not going to be seeing a bunch of crippled girls with cerebral palsy being runway models. This was a gimmick on the big runway fashion weekend, and to get ratings, to get attention. It was a publicity scheme. Sure shit, that's what it was. And then we had talked before about this Dancing with Stars, and they had the military soldier that was the burn victim. Again, I love my military guys, but there's really no reason to put somebody that is extremely crispy, where they got no ears, no eyelids. I mean, they're just fucking disturbing to look at on television, day, week in, week out, dancing. And they look like a fucking lizard. Let's face it, they look like the lizard people who ran the Lost, for Christ's sake. Again, I don't mean to be inconsiderate. I don't mean to be inconsiderate any way, shape, or form. But let's face it, they look like a lizard person. And they have the lizard man out there, and he does the competition, and that was the big ratings getter. You know, that was the big deal. Was the guy that looked like the lizard from the war is doing Dancing with the Stars. Then they had Chastity Bono, Cher's daughter, quote unquote, that got turned into a guy, and he went by Chaz. And then that was the other kind of freaky, weirdo thing that was going to draw people to watch Dancing with the Stars, because getting a bunch of football players to do the cha-cha-cha ain't a big deal. Oh, look, it's Warren Sapp. Oh, it's Jerry Rice. Oh, it's Emmitt Smith. Nah. Oh, it's the guy that looks like a fucking lizard. Oh, let's watch that. Oh, it's Cher's freaky daughter slash son slash fucking King Kong Bundy looking thing. And what are they bringing at you now? A motherfucker with no legs! That's what they're giving you. A motherfucker with no legs! Alright? A girl that's got no legs. I got no legs. I got no legs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if this is not publicity whoredom. If this isn't ABC and Dancing with Stars trying to capitalize on people's misfortunes, I don't know what is. I mean, come on, man. This is just straight up, let's watch the TV show and watch the guy that looks like a lizard. Let's watch the girl that's not sure if it's a guy, a girl. I mean, let's face it.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the girl with no legs. Yes, Dancing with the Stars. And she actually has recently, she lost, or almost lost, something. She lost. That motherfucker lost, all right? She's done. I know it's bad. I'm bad. But she did. She lost. She lost. She fucking lost. God damn it. She lost the goddamn. She lost she lost. That's it. She fucking lost. Damn. And I think that I don't even know what the new I don't know what the new Dancing. I don't know anything about fucking Dancing with Stars. I just knew that the girl that's got no legs was part of it, and I knew that she lost. I seen the other day that she lost. So poor girl who got no legs, fucking lost. She got no legs, and she lost. And it wasn't just like any non-leg person. It was like no fucking legs. Like seriously missing fucking legs. I mean, seriously missing legs. Like from the knee down, this motherfucker got no legs. And she has fake little feet. Like I think they were like little metal feet. So it was like little metal feet with those little metal poles in her feet to substitute the fact that she has legs. So they're just metal poles. So she lost. It's over. Finished. But she was good. She made a good effort, and she lost. I wonder what Dancing with the Stars is going to have next year. Like, will they have fucking somebody with no arms? Will they maybe they'll have somebody, because you know what they've never had? They've never had a HIV positive person. And now you would say to me, Rob, big deal. You don't know that they don't have. Hold on, don't get fucking snooty with me. They've never had an HIV positive person that's had like an 8 T cell count. So they weigh about 81 pounds, and they, you know, they try to fucking dance, and it's like watching a fucking scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. When the fucking buzzards come and pick apart the fucking hay from the poor scarecrow, and he just disintegrates. They've never had anybody that was like that on Dancing with the Stars. They've never had anybody that was anorexic on Dancing with the Stars. So you've never had somebody that was kind of like Karen Carpenter. I mean, there's a lot of things that they haven't had on Dancing with the Stars. So, you know, what will happen? They've never had anybody in a fucking wheelchair. Why couldn't somebody in a wheelchair fucking dance? Granted, they couldn't, you know, pick them up in the wheelchair and spin the wheelchair around, that would be too heavy. The person would have to be much stronger. But they definitely could have the dancing person pull the little cripple out of the wheelchair and dance with them as if they were Yoda from Empire Strikes Back, where they have him on the back, so they fling him on the back like this, so they get him and they put him on the back, and they start dancing like that, and then they do a hangover, and then they flip the baby over, like in the hangover, but this would be like the crippled person, and now they have the crippled person on their chest, and they're dancing. So you're going from the chest to the back. So you're swinging the crib from the back of you to the front of you. And you're doing both I mean, you could do a lot of things with somebody in a wheelchair. Or you have somebody with that spinal bifida where they walk on their knuckles and all they have is like a torso. So they don't really have legs. Not that they don't have them because they're gnawed off. They're just really not made with legs. And it's almost like the man without a man with half a body. I've seen that on Discovery Network. And it's also on Netflix, Man with Half a Body. And he basically has nothing lower than just his stomach. You could have him on there, easily have him on there, and he's dancing. I mean, there's so many things since Dancing with Stars has had burnt people, Chastity Bono, she's just in her own class, no legs, no feet. I mean, let's face it, the sky's the limit for Dancing with Stars. I know if I was sitting there with Dancing with Stars and I'm booking it, I'm actually sitting there coming up with ideas of the next cripple or the next odyssey or oddity that we could put on the show to get big ratings. That's the first fucking thing I would be doing. I would be fucking sitting there saying, here's how we do it. This is what we do. And this is how we make it happen. Okay? And that's what would be transpiring. Because I'm into that. And I would be making things happen for Dancing with Stars. Matter of fact, Dancing with Stars, you should be calling me up right now. And I could get your ratings beyond the roof, okay? Okay? I could be getting the ratings beyond the roof, okay? Beyond the roof. So if you're doing a 4 or 5 or 6 share, say you're doing 6 or 7 million people, I could double that. You let me book the stars and you let me book the people. Trust me, we would be having huge things going on. So that's just my thoughts. And I don't know what else. Oh. So we got Katie Summers joining us soon, and we're excited about that. And it's coming up shortly. You should see her. Her face is almost healed up. From when I punched her, I fucking laid that bitch out, man. She got lippy with me the other night, and it was actually Thursday. She got lippy with me, and I punched her as hard as I could. I knocked out a couple of her teeth. It was, you know, that's what I do. I'm fucking silly like that, okay? I'm silly like that. Of course I'm joking. Jesus Christ. I'm joking. I don't want you guys to get all fucking nuts. I'm joking. She had her wisdom teeth pulled out. And it was Saturday. So she's been taking the antibiotics, and she's been taking the ibuprofen. She actually, if you ever, it's funny. It's like if you ever are fucked up, Katie Summers is the person to actually make sure that you are set and get better, because it's weird to say that, but I know anytime that I have been fucked up in one way or another, whether I broke my hand like 3 times and I've done certain things, I've never adhered to what I was supposed to do. So it's like if the doctor said, here is a prescription for ibuprofen, and here is your fucking amoxicillin. You got to take this 3 times a day. You got to take this 4 times a day. You got to fucking run up and down the stairs 5 times. You got to fart in a bucket 3 times. And I always, the first 2 or 3 days, or the first day, I adhere to it strict. And then after that, it's like out the window. It's like, shit, did I take my 3 amoxicillin today, or only take 2? So I wind up stretching out how long the healing process is because I don't adhere to what I'm supposed to do. But that fucking Katie Summers, man, I'll be like, you take your fish? She's like, yeah. She'd be like, I have to take my 3rd one in an hour. It's like, shit's meticulously timed. She knows exactly what time she has to take what medicine. She knows that, I'll go in there and she's in the bathroom with her toothbrush, delicately brushing the teeth, making sure she doesn't, I mean, it's just just so to the T. So this morning, when I left her, I said, your face, the swelling went down. She's like, right? Doesn't it look so much better? I was like, yeah. She's like, and my mouth feels so much better. Like, I can move it a little bit more. She's like, I can start camming again. She's like, I can't suck dildos. And here I'm thinking this girl's just right back in the fucking work zone. She's like, I can't suck dildos, but I can fuck my holes. So they're just going to have to deal with that in the gold show. Is that no sucking dildos. And I'm like, all right, honey. So she's right back into rare form. But like I said, A, she's young, so the healing powers of a young person is so much better than us old assholes. But 2, she adheres to exactly what's. I'm literally, I'd be like, what are you doing? She's like, the doctor said I got to do this, and it will heal me better. I'd be like, really? Pat your stomach and hit your head 10 times? She's, yep, that's what he said. And that she's doing just without fail. She fucking adheres to exactly to the T of what she is supposed to be doing. So her face is healed. Not 100%, but it's pretty close. And she'll be back to normal very soon. Very soon. And we are ready for the news that we can use, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm being told that Katie Summers is live right now. And those of you who are watching us on all the networks, you can see Katie Summers. And if you can't see Katie Summers, refresh your browser because she's on. And I am getting ready to patch in so we can hear from Katie Summers, and we can see exactly and hear what is going on with the, I'm just going to call her Jesus, okay? She's the recouping power of Jesus. That's what she is. She's Jesus the recouper. She's Jesus the recouper. So, let's go and hear from Jesus the recouper. Okay, let's go and hear from Jesus the recouper. So here it goes. And put my little earplug in. Hello, Katie Summers, and welcome to the Rob Black Show. And for the Katie Summers segment, the news that you can use with the one and only, as we call her, the recuperative healing powers of Katie the Jesus. Katie Summers. Oh, that sounded so, it sounded so fake, but I'm going to take that as your radio voice. But go ahead, Katie Summers, and I'm ready to be entertained by you. Now, who's this? That's pretty bizarre. Well, that's pretty bizarre. But I don't know what to I don't know what to say. That's where's that at? Duke? Duke, yeah. So you got Duke with the girl eating cum loads, and you got the girl at Yale who doesn't want to fucking eat at all. So beautiful. That's just that you got to admit that's just bizarre. Shut the fuck up, please. Thank you. Shut the fuck up, please. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. That's incredibly bizarre. And I don't know any other way to say people that do the plastic surgery to look like other people, like the show we saw the other night where the woman was trying to look like the girl from what was her name? Jennifer Lawrence, the girl that was trying to look like Jennifer Lawrence. I thought that was incredibly bizarre. And when somebody tries to look like a Barbie, that's pretty bizarre. But if you haven't seen the most bizarre, there is a woman that tried and successfully, I think, to make herself look like a cat. And she was known as the Cat Woman. And if you look online, you can find this woman and the fact that she looked like a fucking real cat. And her face was so bizarre and so weird that it was downright disturbing. And I think people like that are just fucking, they're just nuts. And they need fucking help. Square face right now. He's so funny. I have a square face right now. I love it. But I don't think your face looks as squarey as it used to. I think the swelling and everything has gone down very dramatic to the point where you are not as square looking. And I was saying before you got on that you do such a very good job of taking care of what you're supposed to take care of, so that you heal properly. And I have to commend you. You just did a really good job. You're a perfect. You're just perfect. Well, fuck them. You know, that's what they're gonna have to. That's what they're gonna have to deal with. There's, you know, fuck them. Who gives a fuck? Fuck them in their ass. I did not know that on this day of history that Clint Eastwood was elected the mayor of Carnell, California. I did not know that. That I know. That, well, I shouldn't say I know. That I fucking I did. I knew he had the AIDS, and I knew he came out saying he had the AIDS, but I didn't know that it was the day of today. I didn't know today was the day of AIDS.
That's funny. They're actually going to kill off Archie. That's bizarre. That they're gonna kill off a. I mean, I don't know if it's 100% accurate to say a child cartoon, but it is a fucking cartoon, and it's been going on, and it's not like they have a super edgy storyline. So it's like they're gonna actually kill off a child cartoon. It's like saying that they're gonna do an episode of Tom and Jerry where Tom really does fucking die, or Jerry really fucking dies. Well, Well, before you brought up that Archie's the comic book, he's gonna die. I completely forgot about fucking Archie, and I could have given two shits about Archie. But now that you're bringing up Archie and the fact that he's gonna die, I probably would actually look at the cartoon just to see him fucking die. So that just proves your theory of everybody will forget about Archie the day after they kill him off in the comic, and nobody fucking really gives a shit about Archie now, except if you're really, really a nostalgia buff and you grew up with reading those types of comics. I didn't really grow up reading those types of comics. I read more Superman and them, but even then, I didn't really read comics. I wasn't a comic book guy. For some reason, I wasn't one of those people that were into comic books. I was into collecting baseball and football cards. I wasn't big on comic books. All right. Well, we Well, that was a fascinating story that I don't know if all the viewers really gave two shits about Archie and your entire speech about Archie. They were probably more interested in Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls sound cool. Well, I heard they were going to be doing Beetlejuice. I heard that rumor for probably a year, and that actually Michael Keaton was going to reprise his role as Beetlejuice. I did not know about Goonies, and I did not know about what's it called? What's the fucking Gremlins? I did not know about Gremlins, which is kind of cool. Gremlins is classic, man. Gremlins is fucking classic. Well, I could see them doing the Goonies by having some of the people from the Goonies actually grown up. So you would see, you know, what's his name? Josh Brolin, who was in the original Goonies. You know, now he's grown up. And what I mean by grown up, not that they're running around looking at adventures, but I could see them having children. So it's like, you know, it's like their kids are now part of this Goonies, you know, because if you watch the Goonies, the kids save all their houses from being taken over by land developers. And that's like the thing, you know, the cliche. So I could see, you know, 20 years later or 25 years later, all those kids are now adults and they have children of their own. And, you know, you get Josh Brolin, who's got kids of his own. And you even get fucking goofy-ass Corey Feldman back. And yeah, you just get all those fucking people ain't doing shit except for Brolin. Josh Brolin's the only one who's a real fucking legitimate actor. Corey Feldman, you could wipe your asshole with him. The girl, the little red-haired girl, whatever, wipe your ass with her. The Chinese kid, wipe your ass with him. The fat kid, there's a fat kid that plays whatever. He's like the chunky kid. Chunk, I think his name was. You could wipe your ass with it. There's fucking nobody in it except for Josh Brolin. That's it. Josh Brolin's the fucking the big guy in the fucking movie. Wow, really? Really? Oh, well, yeah, well, Russia, you can't even fucking really try to dissect Russia and how they're fucking bizarre. So it's kind of like, it's like, why even try? Yeah, seriously, it's like Russia defies any type of logic, from their invasion to Crimea to their ban on gays. They defy all logic of everything they do, and they're Russia. That's what they are. I mean, they're fucking Russia. They are the Soviet Union, and they do exactly what they do, which is act fucking irrational and bizarre. So there you go. There's your there's my big comments on Russia and their banning of drug use. Bizarre. They're just fucking bizarre. Well, let me hear. Just let me play it. So let me play it, and we'll go from here. So hold on. Let's play this. All right, and this is Joy Behar going off on Chris Christie. So here we go. So this is on MSNBC. Chris Matthews, which I love. Chris Matthews, I used to watch him all the time when we had MSNBC. So this, let's take a look. It's on the sideshow, ladies and gentlemen. So let's listen.
Last one was the best one. And finally, things got interesting at a recent event honoring former New Jersey Governor Brandon Burke. He's in his 90s. The roast featured several comedians, and yes, Chris Christie, who found himself at the center of the insults, including those from Joy Behar.
Let me take a moment to thank Governor Christie for holding this event. It was very brave of him. I mean, he's had a few tough, right? Some tough weeks. Don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. Don't bully me. Don't bully me. Why don't you get up there with the microphone instead of being such a coward? Do it.
You paid for this.
To do this. Let me put it to you this way, in a way that you'd appreciate. You toast, okay?
Don't bully me. That's what I'm there, but don't tase me, bro. Up next.
Very funny. Very funny, Katie Summers. That's Joy Behar. She's great, man. she's old school. It's fucking very, very funny. But yeah, that was worth the sound clip. And I love his little. He goes, "Wow, that's what I was thinking about you." It's like, really, shit. It's like, come on, Governor. This is a comedian who's actually had daytime talk shows. What have you done except eat? You just love to eat. You love to eat fucking ham, you fat fuck. Classic. All right, give me something else. That was a good bit. I don't know what you're. Elliot Spitzer. Yes, all those things. But I wanted to. I think isn't this isn't this congressman is still in he's still operating. Isn't he? Isn't he still in? He's still in power right now. It is. Let me just throw a little more. I know you don't want to talk about it, but he is Vance McAllister, and let me just give you a little bit more. He is a representative of Louisiana. But Katie, let me finish. And his main objective was that he ran as a pro-family, moral politician. And he was the one who also had the Duck Dynasty, Willie Roberts of the Duck Dynasty family, sitting with him at the President's State of the Union. That got all the controversy because it happened to be after the Duck Dynasty people talked about gays and so forth and so on. And this guy had the Duck Dynasty man sitting with him at the Obama State of the Union address. So just to highlight it more, I know you said it already, Miss Summers, with your snooty ass. But I wanted to highlight to everybody that it's just not some Republican politician that just got in trouble. This was a guy who literally ran on the whole family values platform. He's got 4 kids. He's been married for 16 years. He's sitting there hobnobbing with the Duck Dynasty people, talking about the evils of the Democrats and fucking gays are bad. And here he is making out and cheating on his wife in front of all these cameras. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that he is a moral hypocrite, not just a Republican, because there's a lot of Republicans that are assholes, but they don't proclaim to be anything more than what they are. This guy actually is proclaimed that he's Mr. Righteous and he's Mr. fucking holier than thou. And he got busted. So that's all. I wanted to put a little punctuation on that. You know, and why I wanted to bring up that distinction. I'm not a John McCain supporter, but John McCain is a Republican, and John McCain has never been one to do the finger pointing and waving gimmick. He's never been one to condemn and say that he's holier than thou. You know, he's never been one of those people that have played that game. He's just a fucking douchey, rich Republican asshole who's, you know, just a grumpy old man who lost to Obama. But he's never sat there and sat on a high horse and preached and preached and preached, and then you go and catch him doing something fucked up. This is one of those congressmen that preached. So that's why, to me, it was important to really stress the fact that, you know, this is your typical hypocrite Republican douchebag who will preach at you and make you feel like a piece of shit for doing something that this guy's fucking doing, you know, behind closed doors. Remember the thing about Democrats, like you were so eloquently saying, you know, Bill Clinton has never ever preached to people about how to live their lives, and I'm not talking about as president, but even when he was the governor, he never preached. Hillary Clinton never preached. They are not preaching people. Obama never preached. These aren't people that would say, oh, you shouldn't, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You should go to church. You should be afraid of God. You should. That is not a Democrat's MO. A Democrat's MO is basically, listen, try to be a good person. Don't break the laws. And hopefully life will get better. They've never sat there and said, well, if you don't go to church, we're going to fucking, condemn you. So it's just another example of why Republicans really are scumbags. Okay, we'll wait until that goes away. Well, Katie, again, Jesus Christ. It's a big deal because it's somebody that has preached of and condemned people for doing what he did. That's why it's a story. If it was somebody who didn't preach that, it wouldn't be a story. But it's a guy who fucking condemns people for doing exactly what he's doing. That's why it's a fucking story. And these types of people need to be exposed. That's why it's a story. Do you kind of get that? He's somebody that ran. Don't you understand when you run a political campaign on a moral fabric in a moral center and you yell and tell people they are bad for cheating on their wife and you raise money. So you get money from other people that go, he's such a good man. And they give the guy thousands of dollars, and then 3 weeks later they see him getting blowjobs from hookers. Well, that's why it's a big fucking deal. If he never ran on having a moral center, it wouldn't be a big deal. But it's the fact that he raised money on the fact that he is more moral than anybody else. All right, give us something about disease or something. And that's in Mississippi. Okay, now, Katie, let me give you an example. Now, don't you think that it would be a big political story if you find out a week later that one of the big political people in Mississippi, like a senator, okay, that helped draft these bills and helped draft these legislation that are banning these things that you're talking about, was caught in a hotel room blowing 5 guys? Now, don't you think that would be a big fucking story? Not because he was blowing 5 guys, but because he was part of an organization to prohibit that and to make that a criminal act and to demonize that. And yet, a week later, he's caught doing the very thing that he's trying to demonize people for. Do you see the fucking why the other story is such a big deal? So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Same thing with this Mississippi thing. I think eventually you're going to see more people become outraged with southern states like Mississippi, where they are passing, I don't know if you would say bills or laws or any type of legislation that basically condemns individuals. And that's what these things are. They're condemning individuals and being detrimental to public health when they're talking about not promoting condoms or not having that type of education. I think you're going to see a backlash like we haven't seen before when it comes to those southern states eventually. Because I think more and more people are being outraged that other people aren't speaking up, saying, listen, we can't tolerate these states. Just like we eventually spoke up and said we can't tolerate them for waving the Confederate flag. It took until the year 2001, but eventually people actually got together and said, dude, you can't wave essentially what is the swastika. And if people don't like to see the swastika flying around, they definitely shouldn't be tolerant of the Confederate flag. So we'll see. Well, I'll tell you this. I think what should happen, and I think it would put a lot of people in their place, is I think basically when these people practice their hate based on a religious freedom, I think what you're going to see happening, and I definitely would promote it, is people being less tolerant of religious people. So just as religious people are allowed to practice hate based on religion and saying, well, the Bible says God hates fags, I think what people should be practicing is the fact that the Founding Fathers said a separation of church and state, and you'll see people making it somewhat of a criminal act to try to fuse religion into state politics or into the state government. So where you have bills that come down that say you're not allowed to wear, crucifix chains into public restaurants and things like that, and that would be a way to combat the whole religious right and their thing of saying, well, I'm allowed to not have these people into my restaurant because they're gay and it's against my religious freedom. So I think the minute you start seeing a battle where people go, well, I have the right to prohibit people that I feel are too religious to be in my establishment. And then you get people who go, well, how would you know? It's the same thing. Well, how do I know that that person's gay? Well, and that is the only way you're going to combat this whole religious out, to say I'm allowed to deny you rights on my religious freedom because you're gay and it goes against my religion. And you just say separation of church and state. Our founding fathers said you can't come into a public building, or you can't wear your religion on your sleeve. So if you're wearing crucifixes, take them off. If you're talking about wanting to pray, nope. And you just basically strip religion out of the public forum, and you're going to see these religious kooks. And what you do, my love, is you fucking tax religion. Right now, religion is tax exempt. Let me tell you something. You know what you do? You fucking tax the religious institutions, and you watch them. Sure. You know what you say? You say to the religious people, listen, here's what's going to happen. You're either going to get taxed or you're going to lay off the fucking gay bashing. Which one? You want to give up fucking billions of dollars a year, or do you want to keep hating gays? You would watch these motherfuckers say, okay, we'll stop hating gays because they love money more than they love God. It's all about money for these religious institutions. And if you went to them and said, you know what, since you guys are so infused into the politics and you're so infused into the courts, well, guess what? I would say you are not somebody that needs tax exemption. The minute you did that, you would watch these people shit themselves. Like me and you talked that day, and I told you, they don't have to pay tax. So when they fucking make, a preacher makes $50,000 a month, he don't pay one dime of fucking tax. It all goes into his pocket. After he pays out the upkeep of his congregation, the rest of that money goes into his fucking pocket. That's criminal. Tax that shit. What else you got, baby? Give us one more story, and then we're out of here. So that's what they're saying, that this is that's a fucking a UFO. Well, I don't know if there's a UFO. I'm sure there's always that question of, well, Rob, you can't imagine, you can't possibly say that there's no other life form on this, in this universe except us. I'll tell you, it doesn't sound plausible that we're the only people, but I will say it does seem pretty weird that we've never, ever had any sign from any fucking alien ever of all these years. Now, people will say, well, we just have never, we've never, it's just hidden from us. Man, I tell you, it's the greatest hide job in the world, because I would think that after all these years of our existence, of documented everything that we have, we would at least have one credible fucking lead to point us in a direction that, yeah, that's a fucking alien from another fucking planet, and he came here to say, what's up? So, yeah, that's my thoughts. My thoughts are that if there was some alien life, I got to imagine that at some point, besides the National Enquirer or the Weekly World Report, somebody would have fucking said, look, here's Alien George. He just wanted to say hi to everybody. They are real. They do exist. And now he's going to get back up in his spaceship and beam out of here. So I just think that we would have had something more than what we have now. Same thing with the fucking Bigfoot and the Yeti and the bottom snowman, all that type of shit. I would think at some point we would have actually found one of these creatures in a jungle, dead, and we would have fucking already had it in a lab, and we would have said, look, this is Bigfoot. We found Bigfoot. It's a dead Bigfoot, and here it is. So I think that's bullshit. I think the Loch Ness Monster's bullshit. The Chupacabra's bullshit. It's all bullshit! That's what I'm feeling, Katie Summers. And it is 3:07 p.m., and it is time for us to wrap up the news that we can use. So, Katie Summers, give us a sign off, my beautiful little creature, and tell us what we want to hear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Katie Summers. Katie Summers, thank you very much, and we will see you tonight. All right, guys, that is it. That was Katie Summers. She was awesome. She's hot. She's gorgeous. She's feisty. She's a little feisty, wasn't she? When we were talking about the politician, she's like, I said that! It's like, oh, Jesus. Jesus. What a very, I commented to her that in the last couple days, she's been very feisty. I don't know what happened. I think it started when she got her tooth pulled on Saturday. She's been getting very feisty with me. Actually, it was, I think it was Friday. So I think she's just getting sick of me. I think the 24-year-old girl is officially getting sick of the 40-year-old man. And it's that feisty, oh, God, how much longer do I got to be with you? Oh, God. So that's basically, I think, where we're coming down to, ladies and gentlemen. And so that is where we're at. So it's the Rob Black Show, and that was feisty Katie Summers. And we're going to sign off. It's time to go. It's time to think about the rest of the day, and I got a couple things I got to do. And from here, we'll see what else is going to transpire. And we'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. As always, stay strong, stay tough, and be proud. Be proud to be a Rob Black lover. And we'll see you tonight. Where's my audio? Fuckers. Thank you. Give it to me. Well, I got no fucking audio? You guys are going to deny me my audio? Well, that's a little fucked up. How the fuck do I get denied audio? That's kind of weird. Oh, that's why. Duh. Alright.